Hello, welcome to Yoga Flow. And today we're going to be having a nice class. It's going to build up to forearm plank, and you're going to have options if you're going to do belly down on two forearms, or if you're going to do the forearm plank from the side. Okay, so we'll do exercises to help us get there. We're also going to get into some strengthening in the lower body as well. And today's affirmations is all about health and healing, health and healing. But as always, you can always come up with your own intention as applicable to your own life and body. The only props you'll need today are maybe a block or two. I'm sitting on a folded blanket. This can also be helpful if you need knee cushion for some of the knee down stuff that we're going to do. And other than that, just grab some water and we will get going. So sitting in a nice, comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. I like crisscross applesauce. Some people like to sit back on the heels. Some like to take their legs long in front of them. So whatever feels good to your body is where I'm going to recommend that you be. And then let's zip up that front body, taking that belly button up and in, supporting a nice, tall, and strong back. Maybe a slight tuck in the chin. And we'll breathe and expand. Now, as we settle in here, let's take a little bit of inventory and notice if there's anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more in the body. So is that the jaw and the face, the shoulders? Could you even soften a little bit maybe through the chest, the hips? Where could you soften just a little bit more? And then from here, we're going to open up a little bit before we go to our pranayama breathing practice. So we're going to take the hands to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Let's take this to the right today to start. I always start with the left. Let's start with the right. So as you come over, keep a nice long top arm. Make sure that you're not collapsing forward. You want to keep that nice and open. And then once you've been here for a couple breaths, notice how you feel. Is it appropriate or okay for you to side bend deeper? Or maybe you want to open up a little bit towards the back. And you can move this, if you go to the back, you can move this arm around here. There's no rules. Just find a good spot for you. And then once ready, good. We'll take that nice long stance from center using the obliques, the side abs to bring us back in. Inhale, exhale. Let's take that over towards the left now. Nice long arm, shoulder in line with the hip. Breathing and expanding. And again, you can stay here. You can side bend deeper, or maybe you want to open towards the back. Good. And reach and come back up. Good. From here, let's take a big inhale and lift. Let's rotate towards the right, taking arms down, rolling the shoulders back. Good. Now, as you start to look back behind you, this front shoulder, could you take it back a little bit? Sometimes it likes to be sneaky and creep up here. See if you can take that back and find just a little bit more of a stretch down the side of the neck. And inhale to lift, exhale center. Inhale, exhale, we'll rotate, other side. Arms come down, rolling the shoulders back, looking behind you, watching the shoulder. Make sure it's coming back a little bit too. And once you're ready, good, we'll lift up and we'll come to center. Now take your arms forward here, and you can take your hands just like this, just like if you were getting ready to do a plank. And I will show you what this looks like from a side view. And we're going to protract and retract here. So protract, retract, protract, retract, protract, retract, protract, retract, protract, retract. Good. Turn the palms towards the ceiling, take the hands to the shoulders, and you can open and close here. Good. And then once you're ready, you can stay with that or go into some circles and reverse the circles. Good, and you can just kind of let the arms come down to the side. Now we're gonna go into a 4, 7, 8 breath, meaning we're gonna inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Okay, so if those are not your numbers today, do the best you can. Remember, at the end of the day, the only wrong way to breathe is not breathing at all. Okay, so just breathe if that's not for you. And for those of you that have the Ujjayi Pranayama in your practice, that back of the throat constriction, feel free to bring that in as well. Okay, so we will do 4 rounds here. So take a big exhale to prepare. We're nice and tall in the spine. And we'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Return to normal breath. Notice how you feel. That's a nice one to help calm the nervous system when we start to feel like different things are bubbling up there. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Reconnect with that intention, health and healing, or whatever you need to get today from your practice. So that being said, we're going to come to all fours. Okay. And you can cushion the knees as you need to in all fours. Now, my knees are a little cranky this morning, so I will be using my blanket for that. But you can use or not use anything you need. Good. And then from here, good. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are hip width apart. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back. Tops of the feet are down. Belly button is in. Inhale. Nice cow pose. Chest comes forward. Pelvis tilts back. Exhale and rest. Tucking the tail, rounding the spine, looking towards the thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And as we get into our affirmations, the first one I'm going to give you is actually a question. Good. What or where in your body could it use or it needs healing? What or where in your body needs healing? Good. And then from here, when you're ready, let's take this back to a child pose. Knees together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms are long in front of you, or hands can come back by the ankles. So you consider where in your body needs that healing. I want you now to send that area loving kindness. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll come back up next to all fours. So knowing you can always come to forearms here if your wrists need that on the floor or on your block. We're going to come to opposite arm, opposite leg balance. So let's start with the stretch. Right leg's going to come back. Good. Pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. As you press back through that heel, let that right hip drop a little bit. Let the elbows be slightly bent. Expand that rib cage as you draw that belly button up and in. Now from here, when you're ready, you can shift forward. You can keep the toes grounded, a little lift or a hip height lift. Try not to take it higher than the hip. We don't want this way back. And then maybe left arm comes forward. I'm pressing away with my right shoulder. So I'm not hanging in it like this, really pressing away. Breathing. Good. And we'll take that down. Good. You can come back and decompress if you need to do that real quick. Then we're going to take that to the other side. So coming back forward, left foot's going to come back now. Good. Pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds of that left foot. Let that left hip drop slightly. Breathing. Expanding. And then once ready, good, we'll come forward a little bit. Good, take your lift if you're taking it. Right arm comes forward. So your ear and your arm are next to each other. Press out of that supporting shoulder. Keep that belly button in. Breathe. And then once ready, good, we'll bring that down and come back and decompress. So how about saying this affirmation to yourself now? I am healthy and full of energy. I am healthy and full of energy. Good. So we're going to build on what we just did. We're going to take that into a diagonal. So taking the right leg back, left arm forward. You're welcome to stay here if this is enough for you, or you can take this out to the diagonal. The toe can come down here too if you need it. Good. Belly button is in. We're still breathing. Notice what is firing up in both the belly area and the mid-back area. Maybe the shoulder and the hip are firing up too. And we'll come back forward and we'll come down. Good. Decompress as needed. And we'll go to the other side. So coming back, this time it's going to be the left leg, or that, yeah, that's right. Left leg, right arm. Left leg, right arm. And you're welcome to stay here, or you can take that to the diagonal. Find that where you need to find it. Breathing. And when ready, good, we'll come back and take that down. Find a nice juicy child's pose for yourself. So knees can be together as wide as the mat. Arms can be long in front of you on this one if you can. If it bothers your shoulders, don't reach them as much forward. And then we're going to take this into a nice stretchy side bend. So I'm just going to come up just a little bit here. I'm going to walk my hands over to my right. I'm going to walk the left fingertip forward, lifting the hips, pressing into the right hand, thinking towards the left side. Good. Breathing. And then we'll come up. We'll walk that back center, half or full child's pose here to reset the spine. And then once ready, good, we'll come up a little bit. We'll walk that over towards the left. Right hand walks forward, lift the hips slightly, sink towards the right, press into that left hand. Breathe and expand. And then from here, good, we'll come back to center. Half or full child's pose. And then we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So as I come forward here, again, you can also be on forearms here on blocks or to the floor if you need that. But I'm going to spread my fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. I'm going to tuck the toes, shifting my hips back as I press in and forward into the hands. I'm going to lift my knees and lift my hips. Good. So if you're using, your forearms, you're going to be in a dolphin pose for the most part. And you can walk your dog as you're here. You can lift and lower the heels. But I want you to pay attention to that upper body. So shoulders are away from the ears. Elbows are turning forward, more towards the ceiling. Good. Belly button is in. Your head and neck is free. Good. And from the downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. With or without your blocks, lift and lengthen halfway. So you can come to the floor, the blocks, the shins, or the thighs. You want a nice long back. Let the knees be bent as needed. Exhale, and we'll bow. We'll go again. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, press through the feet and the legs as you come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Good. How about I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. I welcome positive and healthy energy with open arms. Let's take this into some sun salutes here. Inhale and we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hand. Step or hop back to plank. Hold your plank. Knees can be lifted or grounded. And then from here, we'll lower the knees. Elbows are forward. We'll come all the way down to the belly. From here, hands can be a little bit forward to the side, rolling shoulders back. Good. Find your cobra. Is it going to be a baby cobra, a medium cobra, or a high cobra? We'll find yours. And then we'll lower that back down. Good. You can, if you're stronger or more experienced, tuck the toes, push up into plank, shift back down dog, or follow me through a tabletop position, tucking the toes, finding your downward facing dog, and taking a moment here. Reconnect with the breath. Reconnect with good form. Reconnect with intention. Good. From that downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. Pressing through the feet, engaging the glutes. Long back as we rise. Legs take the load. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. So we'll do a couple more traditional sun salute A's. You choose to take or skip the flow. Big inhale, and we reach. Exhale with intention, we fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. Halfway down is all you need if you're flowing. Breathe. From the downward facing dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, inhale when we lift. Exhale, we'll fold with intention and purpose. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. And so flowing is always optional. I do not take everyone that I cue. They're just there for the people that like it. So if you like them, take them. If not, no worries. From your downward facing dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet and the glutes. We'll rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding the breath, the mountain, the intention. All right, let's go down to the floor for a moment. So from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Now from here, I'm going to step the right leg back. Good. And I'm actually going to bring in my little knee cushion here. Good. Your right knee will come back. You will take it down. Good. And watch this front one. So the knee is over behind the ankle, never forward, and this heel is always grounded. You're welcome to bring in blocks here as needed. If you need that for balance or stability, you can always just take your hands right here to the thigh. So my knee is grounded here. This back knee, my right knee is behind my hip. So eventually you want to try to work towards that so you can really get in here. Belly button is in. Now, from here, I'm going to take my hands to my blocks. I'm going to press to that front heel as I come back and just lengthen, just kind of coming out of there for a moment. And then we're going to take this into a twist. So different twists for different people. So if you don't need a hand down, you can come to a prayer twist here. Hands are going to come here, long spine, and then you can twist to the left. If you do need the hand down, you can take your right hand to the block or to the floor. Block is going to be easier on the wrist if you need that. And then we're going to open up to the left. So belly button is in. Always twisting from length. And then we'll take that hand back down. Good. From here when you're ready. Good. Take the left leg behind you. We're going to come belly down here. Move those blocks forward. So we're going to come to a Sphinx. Now, you may want to move your blanket if you're using something like that for your knees out of the way. I'm just going to remind where it is. So my hands are a little forward and to the side, rolling shoulders back, belly button is in, and I'm just going to find that little Sphinx. Good. Now, how high you come up depends on your own body. There you go. So I'm pressing through the elbows. Now, if I want a little bit more engagement here, good. Energetically, I'm going to take my elbows towards my waist, even though they're not going to move. And then my chest is maybe going to come just a little bit more forward. And then once you're ready, good. We'll gently lower that down with control. And then once ready, in the way that's best for your body, find your downward facing dog. From the downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. Right? We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Good. Well, I'm here. I'm just going to grab my block. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. This time it's going to be my left foot that steps back. Left knee is going to come to the ground. Good. Reset that right foot where it needs to be so you've got a good alignment. Knee over behind the ankle. Good. With or without your block. Find your length. Find your low lunge. And then from here, I'm going to just gently rock out of there, giving my hip flexor just a little bit of a break first. And then we'll come back into that lunge. So from here, just like the other side, if you don't need to put your hand down, you can come forward. You can take that prayer twist here. You can take your left hand to the block or to the floor. And this side might be different than your other side. And open up. And then once we're ready, we're going to take that down. Good. I'll take my block back forward. I'm going to take my right leg back now. Second, Sphinx pose. So we'll come back down onto the belly. Good. Find the placement that you need for your hands. I like mine a little bit forward into the side of the shoulders. Rolling shoulders back, belly button is in. Inhale, pressing into the forearms and the elbows. I'm going to lift. How high you come doesn't so much matter as long as you are not crunching in the back and shoulders are away from the ears. And again, if you want that little bit of an energetic sensation, elbows are going to go back a little bit energetically, and then the chest will come forward. And then once you're ready, good, we'll lower down. Good. Take your hands under your shoulders, press back, find a child's pose. Any child's pose for you that would work. Good. And then maybe our next affirmation is healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally. Healthy, vibrant energy flows through my body naturally. Now, going back to where we started in the beginning, that area of the body that needs healing, try to send some of that nice, vibrant energy to that area. Good. Now we'll come back up. Good. Now from here, we're going to take this into a dolphin pose. Different dolphins for different people. You can have your forearms on your blocks or on the floor. Okay. And for some of you, this is where you're going to practice. So the shoulders will be slightly behind the elbows here. Others can do full dolphin. So whether your arms are on the floor or the blocks matters not. But you can tuck the toes, lift the knees, and shift back. So shoulders are away from the ears. Belly button is in. So think about that protraction, that exercise we did in the beginning. We're protracted here in the shoulders. Good. Now we're going to make this one a little bit more interesting here. So we're going to take this into a forearm plank, So for me, I'm just going to walk my feet out and then just kind of find that length here. Knees can be grounded or lifted in that forearm plank. Belly button is in nice and tight. Watch the shoulders. This is a strength and a power move here. You should still be breathing. And then once you're ready, good, drop the knees, find a child's pose. Great job, everybody, with that. That one's usually not as easy as a high plank, being on the hands. And then once you're ready, we're going to make our way back to your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, get there the way that you need to get there. And then from here, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, pressing through the feet, engaging the glutes, rise all the way up. Remember, legs are always taking the load, not the back. When you rise, exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. All right, so from here, we're going to go into our warrior series standing. This is going to work from warrior 2 to triangle, the pyramid variation, to a warrior 3 variation from there. So I'm going to recommend that you have your blocks at the ready. So if you need them for triangle, you've got them. If you need them for pyramid or warrior 3, you've got them, and that sort of thing. So from here, I'm going to start. My left leg is going to be forward. I'm going to step my left foot back, right foot back rather. Good. Now, once I'm in this parallel railroad track position, from the hip, I'm going to turn everything kind of out to the side. And I want it to be an angle, if I can, about a 45-ish degree angle. Good. So my front hip's going to come back just a smidge. That helps that knee tracking towards the pinky toe. And then without moving the hips, I'm going to take the chest to the side and reach. Good. Now, your front knee can be bent or lengthened at any time. Press to the outer edges of the feet, get into that front heel. Breathe. With a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, we'll take that back into exalted. And inhale, exhale, finding the warrior 2. Good. Now we'll lengthen the front leg, preparing for triangle here. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Rooting in the feet like you're trying to rip the mat apart. I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When I can come no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block, take the floor. Good. Remember, it's a stacking of the shoulders here. Front hip is back hip is forward. And you want to be heavy in the feet and legs. You want to be light in this hand that's coming down and touching something. The hand is just there to complete the pose. Now, looking down at that front foot, I'm going to put a bend in that front knee. Then I'm going to grab my other block here. I'm going to swivel up that back foot, so I'm back in parallel railroad tracks here. My back heel is not grounded. And then having hands or blocks under the shoulders, lengthening the torso, lengthening that front leg to your ability without locking that knee. Good. Now, this is your pyramid variation. Your front hamstring is 100% in charge. So if it does not want you to take this deeper, then you're going to stay right here. If you are able to go deeper and you want to go deeper, then you can walk your hands or blocks more forward. Chest is going to come more towards the leg, ears by the bicep. Good. Taking the breath. And then from here, if you walk your hands or blocks forward, we'll bring them back in line with the shoulders and we'll lift back up. Good. We're going to put a bend in that front knee. Now, make sure that the knee is not over the ankle because we're going to have pressure here. And this is where you're going to choose to come into your warrior 3 variation. Hands can stay on your block. They're going to reach forward, maybe a tap or two. Good. You can find your warrior 3 here. You can press up. You can find a full warrior 3 here. Hands and arms can be anywhere you need them. Your supporting leg, hip, knee, and toe track forward. Make sure that's not internally rotated. And your back leg, toes, knees, and hips are pointed towards the floor. Out to the side is a different position. We want that to be towards the floor. Belly button is in. Good. Could you press into the heel a little bit more and notice if you were hanging in the hip? And then from here, good. Your back leg is going to come up to meet the front. Take a bend. And we'll come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to do that all to the other side. So I'm just going to move my blocks to the other side here. So have them at the ready if you need them. Your right leg now is going to be your front leg. It's going to be the left leg that steps back. So we'll step back first here. Find your parallel railroad track position. And then from the hip, good, we'll turn that out. Good. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Knee tracks towards pinky. And then we'll just take the chest to the side and find our warrior two. Good. How about it comes naturally for me to feel good and healthy. It comes naturally for me to feel good and healthy. And for some of us, that may not be the immediate case. Some of us have been sick or have chronic illness for a long time. But shift the mindset. From here with a bent knee or a long front leg, we'll come back, we'll take that exalted. And coming back to warrior two. Good, we'll lengthen that front leg, preparing for triangles. Really root your feet in like you're trying to rip your mat apart. Front hip comes back hip comes forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Take a thigh, take a shin, take a block, take the floor. I don't need it on this side today. And we'll come open. The front hip comes back hip comes forward. So just kind of find it where you need to find it. And then once you're ready, we're going to look down at that front foot. We're going to put a bend in that front knee. Good. Come to your block. If you're going to use those for pyramid variation, swiveling up the back foot. So we're back on parallel railroad tracks here. Good. Hands blocked or underneath the shoulders. And when you're ready, lengthening that torso, lengthening that leg to the best of your ability without locking out the knee. Just like the other side, your front hamstring is in charge. So if it wants you to stay here, then we stay here. If it says it's okay to move on, then you can move on. So if you're moving on, it's going to be the blocks or the hands that are going to walk forward, finding a little bit more length. Ears are by the biceps here. And then from here, good. If you took your hands or blocks forward, we'll bring them back under the shoulders. Good. We'll lift up if we folded in. We're going to put a bend in that knee. So this is where we're going to come into that warrior three from this side. So I'm going to use my blocks here to help me get into it. Good. And then maybe a tap or a full step. Find your warrior three. Good. So hip, knee, and toe here are tracking forward at all times. The left hip, knee, and toe are tracking towards the floor. You can stay on the blocks. You can press off. Just kind of find yours. Could you press a little bit more into the heel? Were you hanging in the hip? Woo. And then when you're ready, in the way that's best for you, back foot's going to come up to meet the front, little knee bend, pressing up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and intention. We're going to flow to the floor and stay down there now. So from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip the last flow of this session. And once you've made it back to your down dog, we'll drop those knees and we'll take a child's pose of your choice. Breathing. And then once you're ready, knowing you can stay there as long as you want, we're going to take the hands under the shoulders and come to a seat. Good. So I'm going to have this ready for a moment. Good. So from here, we're going to take the legs forward. And as you take the legs forward, notice you can always sit up on a block, sit up on a blanket or pillow as needed. But the knees naturally bend here if you're really tight in the back. Good. And make sure that your feet are flat, like they're on the wall in front of you. Try to avoid this curling inward thing that sometimes happens. So big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale, long line from the hip. If you need to keep extension and no flexion, you can bring your hands down here. That's going to be your fold. If you're okay with that, you can fold in. And just breathe. Kind of think about this as a seated version of the standing forward fold that we do. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come up from there. We're going to take this into a boat pose. So you can take your hands back here if you need to dock your boat. You can follow me by holding on and then letting go as you need to. But we've got a nice long back for this. Try to be even in both sit bones and find your boat. Draw up that front body. Legs can also be in a diagonal here. Belly button is in. Strong core means less hip flexor takeover. Belly button is in. We're still breathing. And we'll take that down. Take the legs forward and fold forward here. Good. Let's take this onto our back. Onto our back. Once we get down here, take your feet as wide as the mat for a moment and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. Belly button stays in for that. And then once you feel a little bit more settled, you can bring your feet back in constructive rest. We're going to take one bridge. Let's do this one with robot arms today. So you're going to press the back of your arm and the elbow into the floor. Shoulder is going to press into the floor. Palms are facing each other, fingertips towards the ceiling. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, press into the feet, the elbows, the arms, the shoulders, lifting up. That might feel good in the hip flexors after that boat pose for some of us. And then we'll take that down. Good. From here, we're going to take the right ankle on the left knee. Find the figure 4 that works for your body here. So it might be here, it might be here, it might be threading through. You know, it might be a little rock here. Find what it is. And then maybe say, I enjoy existing in a state of well-being. I enjoy existing in a state of well-being. Good. And we'll release. Good. Now, as we undo, your right knee is going to come into the chest. The left leg's going to come long. The left hand on the outside of the right thigh. And we're going to take this into a twist to the left. Now, if you've got a knee that doesn't like this foot hanging down here, I'll prop that up with the block and then your knee will be happy. And then once you're ready, good, we're gonna come back in and then we're gonna switch. And that's gonna be the left ankle over the right knee. Good, find the figure 4 that's appropriate for you right now on this side, which might be a little different than the other side. And then once you're ready, good, we'll bring that down. Right leg's gonna come long, left knee's gonna come into the chest, the right hand to the left thigh, and then we're gonna twist to the right. Again, find a prop under that foot if the knee doesn't like that, or you can't hold it there by yourself. Some people can't do that, so. And once you're ready, we're gonna come back in. And you can take the knees into the chest. We're going into Shavasana from here. So you can bring in any props that you'd like. I'm going to bring in my folded blanket as a little bit of a neck pillow. You can also bring anything underneath the legs if you want to do that. Constructive rest, which is where I'm going to be, is also acceptable. And then maybe your last thought could be, I make conscious choices to improve my physical health every day. I make conscious choices to improve my physical health every day. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Choose stillness or bringing the knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lifted for full body hug. Okay. And then from here, moving any prop out of the way that you may have used, taking arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, reach and lengthen, getting that full body stretch, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, rolling over to the right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Noticing how you feel for a moment. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Big inhale and lift, touching palms together. As you bring them down, touch the thumbs right in front of the forehead for good and true thought. To the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you find health and healing. Namaste.